All right, I'm here. What's up, family? How you doing? I'm doing this a little differently today. You received a mantra discipline to start, and I wanted to make sure to start with some of the things that you're going to perfect over time. But I looked at what you all have been asking for, and you want some more discipline, you want some more mobility, you want to have something to do while you're in quarantine that's going to help assist. Okay. As you jump on, I was just figuring out we got a new I guess back frame or whatever on the back end, and YouTube does it differently. So I was not sure if we were live or not, but I think that we're on. If you can hear me clearly, let me see some ones. And notification squad, please do your thing, hashtag notification squad, and let everyone know that we are live. We're going to be on the floor this evening. I want you to watch this, of course, and kind of roll through some of the movements, but I'm only going to do the very beginning of what is going to be an entire series. Okay? But I want to make sure that we have this restorative position in the beginning of what is a comedic yoga sequence. Okay? So let me know when you're ready. You have your notebooks out. I know that I can go ahead and get started. I need to just wrap something real quick. I'll be right back. Let everyone know I'll be right there. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, Emerald. That was fast, right? But here we are. I want to make sure that you're able to see the whole mat when I go down onto the floor. It looks that way. Okay, cool. All right, so during the week and last week, I had most of us drop a video in the group so that I could hear you, okay? I've talked with you about various portions of the body that are important, and most importantly, our nervous system. At this time, a lot of people are facing some level of resistance to not being able to do exactly what you wanted to do, especially when nature during the spring encourages us to pop out. Okay? It encourages us to start beating the walls and saying, okay, I'm budding and I'm ready to blossom. I wanted to also note that there's a lot of damage being done to the lungs just with the nervous system being like this. There's a lot of constriction. We worked on making your body golden. We're going to start with the shoe pose. If you paid attention to some of my previous videos lately, I talked about the spiritual aspects of the coronavirus, in which it is attacking the lungs, the capacity to take in air. And the importance of air is that it gives us the physical presence of what is very subtle to the point where it cannot be felt or sensed unless you have cultivated the senses, is the prana, the chi, or the ka, the spirit, that life force. Okay? just as a note to explain or further make it something I want you to focus on, is that in ancient artwork where there has been war, okay, the groups of people who were attacking another country would tend to go to those places and remove the noses off of the artwork. It is said, because there often was a very strong relationship between spirituality and government, that was an act of cutting that life force away from the land that was being taken over. So when you look at what is happening on a large scale, where the respiratory system, respiratory espiritu, the spirit is being attacked via the lungs, right? You want to take time to strengthen the lungs by becoming intentional about the breath. So we are going to begin with the Shu pose, SHU, breath. Write this down. Shu, okay? So I'm gonna roll through the movements, and I'll also give you a few pointers on position for those of you who may be pregnant, if you have some type of neck injury, if you have some spinal defects that create discomfort. I'll give you a few things that you can use or implement for your comfort, because this pose is meant to also be restorative. So it's refreshing and restorative. And I say refreshing and not just restorative, because some of you, where your lung capacity is to restore it to that level, is still not healthy enough. That's why I said that, and I hope that makes sense. Okay? You guys follow? So if you have your space set up where you can follow me through the movements now and keep your eyes on the screen, do so. If you don't, still watch this so that you're getting the lesson through the visual and the audio, and then you'll feel more comfortable losing the visual and moving to the physical and the audio, until through practice you'll be able to go through it yourself. We good? Yes? I'm not gonna say or no, because you're not gonna be on here for no. So are you good? Okay. So one of the first things I want to suggest for you, if you already have one of these, this is a foam roller. I'm gonna do some how-tos, like really short videos, so that you can see how beneficial one of these can be to your life. I am a massage therapist, and although some of my colleagues are still working on the field, a lot of them are not globally. So if you do have something like this at home, I'll make a separate video for those of you who need some guidance. For tonight, I'm only going to use this or anything similar. So if you have a bolster or one of those pillows that can go underneath your knees, for those of you who have some lower back issues and laying flat on your back creates discomfort, I want you to place this underneath your knees, okay? Pardon me. For my ladies who are pregnant, I don't want you to lay flat on your back. because it can create a severe drop in your blood pressure. Okay? I want you to find yourself in this position by putting some type of body pillow or large pillow behind your back when you go to lay down. So that's just the first rule. So find yourself, you can use a yoga mat, you can use an area rug, whatever is comfy for you. For those of us who have no other afflictions, this is how we're going to begin. So you're going to, I always like to sit up and roll the hips forward and slowly roll down, using the hands to support the body laying flat. Because as hard as the floor is, if you drop yourself, that same force is going to go into your back. And the spine is not made for that type of impact. All right? Please write that down. When you're going to go lay down, do not just drop yourself on the floor. Use your hands to help support this action here. So you'll find your sit bones. There's 2 bones that you feel coming from your pelvis. All right? If you just rock gently side to side, you'll feel them. No matter how large your rump is, you will feel them. Okay? So just rock side to side so you can feel them. And then place your hands on the side, palms face down, fingers facing the same direction as your toes. Feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart, parallel. All right? Just for a second, I want you to feel the motion of your hips rolling. So you're up straight, spine is straight. Take a deep breath in and relax the spine and let the hips roll. And as you exhale, come back up. That very subtle movement, I want you to feel that. Breathing in. And exhale. Now I want you to try breathing in and stretching at the top of you see where this pom-pom is? You want to breathe in and reach through the top of your crown and push your hips down into the floor. And then as you exhale, I want you to release the hips. Again, breathe in. Bring the crown all the way up, pulling, while pushing the hips down towards the ground, supporting your body weight, almost as if like you could straighten your elbows and lift your hips up off the ground. Pause. And exhale. One more time, we're going to try the first way around, okay? The first way, we breathe in, rolling, and then we exhale, pushing forward. Try that. I want you to pay attention to your body, okay? You're going to begin with a flat back. Breathe in and begin curling your hips forward, pivoting your hips forward, and then exhale and straighten back up. Pay attention. Switch it around. Now you're going to breathe in, filling up, filling up. You're filling up here, not here. So it's not, it's here. Okay? And up while the spine is also stretching down. And as you exhale, I want you to roll the hips. Now pay attention. There's a major difference in how the body responds to those 2 different breathing techniques. And one works with the body correctly. For the first breath technique, where you breathe in to roll down and then you exhale to sit up, let's call that 1. For the exercise where you breathe in first and you stretch up towards the sky and you exhale and roll down, call that breath 2. Checking in with your bodies, which breath felt the best? Let me see. We got 1 vote in. Steffi says 2. Sade says 2. Let's not be a group think. Let's like hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. You know what it feels like. Let's go. 1 or 2. It's all right to get something wrong. Y'all haven't been working with me on this capacity. If you have not been to an in-person ceremony where I get it like busy when it comes to these techniques, you're totally fresh out. Okay, so if you get it wrong, you're going to get it right by the end of this video. Okay, so in light of the situation, 2, ding ding ding, breath number 2 works with geometric progression. With geometric progression, which is a cornerstone. I don't know what word to use. It's a piece that differentiates Kemetic yoga from other forms of yoga. Okay, specifically geometric progression. All right. So throughout these lessons, you're going to notice that the movements, rotation of any of the joints are going to happen on the exhale. Okay? Major movements will occur on the exhale. I want you to begin practicing this now, because it's just like with the mantras that you have and you start learning them, so that while you're mopping and while you're sweeping or while you're writing a letter to your boss or whatever, you can chant in your mind. I want you to become that unified with your breathing and your movements. Okay? So now that I gave you that little piece, I'll give you a very simple exercise, which is the shoe pose, that I want you to use to get yourself rested at night, and what you can use to get yourself energized in the morning. All right? I love playing on the floor. All right, so you have your knees hip width apart, hands to support you, breathe in. And as you exhale, let your elbows support you. Hips, it's important so that your hips continue to roll, so you can try to get the small of your back, okay, flat onto the floor, and then roll your spine out. So it's getting a nice spreading action on the floor. And then you're going to flex your heels. So that means flex, bringing the toes towards the body. You exhale. And now just let it go. Naturally in this position, if you do it that way, you're going to feel your spine really lengthening on the floor. You'll feel your hips pulling in that direction, and you'll feel the top of your spine, okay, really lengthening on the ground already. The exercise begins already. You can take your right hand and place it not on top of your belly button, but your forefingers right beneath your belly button, creating your belly button can go right here. Can everyone see that? Your belly button is going to go right there. Okay? Right hand down, left hand on top. We place our hands here to create a natural weight. All right, this is an internal strengthening exercise. So as you get to this position, just take a moment to check in. Think of your toes, bring your awareness to your toes. Think of your ankles, give them a little jiggle. Know that they're loose. Think of your knees. See, I just felt my knees were still tense, so knees might be tense. Think of your knees, let them go. Bring your awareness to your thighs, release them. I felt a little tension still on my thighs. To the hips, to the back, shoulders, good, nice. Elbows relax down to the mat. And then right here is really important, is that you're not crunching your throat. So for my pregnant ladies or anyone who has any blood pressure issues, hyper or hypo, okay? Or if you have like really terrible acid reflux and laying on your back, you feel like you're throwing a fire, you're gonna put a pillow not just under your head like this, but something under your, like right underneath your shoulder blades, okay? So you're like this as opposed to this. You got that? You're like this as opposed to like this. It's important for a part of this pose. So you take your first breath in, breathing in through the nose. Pay attention to this right here. Exhale. All right, that's the first, that's just the 2 parts. There's going to be a 4-part breath. You're going to breathe in through the nose. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Breathe in. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Breathe in. Pause. Exhale. Now you're going to connect your thumbs. You're going to keep your hands connected to your body. You're going to inhale. And as you exhale, let the elbows down. So the thumbs should be like this, okay? Right in front of the heart area. Cool? Got that? All right. Here we are. We're going to continue to breathe down into the belly, okay? The abdomen. Breathing in. Now when you exhale, there's a pause, but when you exhale, you're going to open the mouth and you're going to exhale. Pause. Breathe in. Pause. Relax the jaw out through the mouth. Pause. Inhale. Exhale. You're going to do that 3 times. Now, the sound is going to change. You're going to inhale. Pause. Keep your eye here. Do you see that? Pause. Inhale. 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 All right. I'll give you all a chance to get to the back to the screen for a few things I want you to pay attention to, and I'll give you the count. Okay? For the first breath, the abdominal breath, we'll do that 9 times. All right, that's where your palms were layered on the lower abdomen. Okay? For the, let me see. For the second breath, the soft ha, exhale. Nine times. Okay? And for the, I'm going to call it the long sweep breath. I'll have you do that. I want you to work your way up. You get 5 times. Okay? So as a part of your mantra discipline, you have a responsibility of, what's it, 18, 5, 23 intentional breaths to clear out and to power up your centers. Do you hear a change in my voice? I can detect it. Can you detect it? Because that's something that will happen when you deepen the breath and you exercise those muscles of your lungs and your abdomen and your diaphragm, which is what I have you doing, diaphragmatic breathing, by breathing deep down into your lower abdomen. you're going to strengthen your voice, because the voice is a tool that works off of the strength of your breath as well, and your control of the breath. So if I'm like, it'll have a different resonance after doing something like this. So understand how the two are interconnected. Got it? That last breath where you are going, the breath that you take in and the force, yes, it is at the lower dantian. The breath that you take in and you're going to clear out, that helps to sweep the deep portions of the lungs. Okay? That force. All right? And you heard that like kind of bronchial sound, like, let me see if I can do it again. Like you hear anything like that when you're doing that forceful exhalation, adjust your jaw, okay? Adjust your jaw. So your jaw might be like this and you're closing off the breath. So you're gonna just tilt the head a little bit more. For those of you who know CPR, you know, if you're putting the breath in and you don't see the chest rising, you gotta tilt the chin a little bit. That is to make sure that the trachea is not being pinched. Your windpipe. All right? So this video definitely can be useful and to anyone at any level, okay? I want you to practice with it, review your notes, draw little figures of yourself laying on the floor where the hand positions are, and take notes while you practice. Take notes of things that are uncomfortable for you. Take notes of things that feel good. There's the key point that I want you to maintain is that there's a 4-part breath. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. All right? Always. In Comedic Yoga, there's always that component. And in Comedic Yoga, there is the movement on the exhalation. Okay? So this one is a long one because it's very much like a tutorial to begin with. And the next time I do it, I may just do it as a practice for us all to do it together, because you may just want to hear my voice guiding us through it. All right, so let me see how you do with this. Let me get some feedback. Don't forget to share this video with all of your community, and in the group that you've done your practice, you're going to do this exercise before you hit your mantra discipline so that you can gain the momentum and the power behind the breath in chanting your mantras. All right? So much love, peace, love, and bliss. I'm out of here.